There's not much worse than starting a new YouTube channel, or I should say following a new YouTube channel, and then it appears that that person stops making content. I'm afraid I've been guilty of that on this channel. Hello and welcome back to Resist 47. It's been a while since I made a video about this, in part because I did a lot of traveling in December, and in part because as Trump's inauguration approached, I needed more and more mental space. You know, if you are like me, determined to resist in any way that we can, Trump's, or what is potentially Trump's kind of abuse of the Constitution and of the rights of citizens, and his attempt, or his minions' attempt, or his controllers' attempt, in the case of Elon Musk, to change the United States in a fundamentally negative way, more so than it has been, then this is the approach of the Trump inauguration is in some ways an ominous moment. I'm going to make a video specifically about that, which I hope to release on January the 20th. But I want to make this one early on because one of the things that might kind of break from this channel and has done is it's made me realize something really important. And that is that we cannot allow ourselves to become involved in every single Trump disaster, every single ridiculous Trump idea or proposal or statement or bloviation, whatever it is. It's just too much. You are going to become incredibly overwhelmed with all that information. So, you know, we've seen Trump's talked about the United States buying Greenland, reconquering the Panama Canal zone, which, you know, we willingly gave back to Panama early, and what was originally just a 99-year lease. So, to be honest with you, even if we'd kept the 99-year lease and Carter didn't give it back before the 99-year lease was up, the lease would be up. And so there's no legal justification for retaking the Panama Canal or for the idea of making Canada the 51st state by using, you know, economic warfare. These are ridiculous proposals. And I'm just going to tell you, the United States cannot annex Greenland. The President of the United States cannot annex or purchase Greenland without the approval of Congress. The President of the United States cannot launch, well, he might be able to launch a military attack on Panama, but I think that would be something that military leaders would oppose. And the United States cannot just annex and make Canada the 51st state without the actions of Congress. And the comforting thing for us should be is that Trump does not have a large enough majority in either house of Congress to do whatever he wants to. So I mention this because these are three things that have attracted a lot of attention that I really think, and I don't think Trump is smart enough to be distracting us on purpose. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't think he's that clever. He's not playing four-dimensional chess. He's just an idiot, and he's more than a little bit crazy. He just says crap. He just comes up with this stuff and says it, and it does act as a distraction. And I think his handlers use it to make a distraction. But these are things that are not really things to worry about. Are there things the President of the United States should be saying? Absolutely not. The same thing is true with his, you know, vicious and un-American attacks on the governor and the people of the state of California during these LA wildfires. I'll say what a lot of people have done. When these are over and we are able to go back and look at the mistakes, there will be time to assess what went wrong and who's at fault for that and how much blame they should get. While this is going on, to have the President-elect of the United States attacking the governor of the state, attacking city officials in the state, before we know everything, and attacking them with misinformation, which is, you know, what Trump does, is unconscionable. That's all true. So, you know, that's something I think that we should think about as something as a serious and what I hope one day might break through with the non-MAGA Trump voters. And that's another thing I want to talk to you about not getting distracted, about not following every single thing. You know, Trump was sentenced on the 10th. That was, what was that? Yeah, Trump was sentenced this week. And his sentence was that there was no sentence. But the important thing about that sentencing from Judge Marchand in New York was that it confirms that he is a convicted felon. He is and will forever be a convicted felon, convicted on 34 counts of falsifying business records in the state of New York. That never goes away. That is always going to be true. And because that's true, that's why Trump fought against it so hard. He didn't want that to be true. But to think that's going to make a difference is naive. At this point, you know, after 4 years of waiting for Trump to finally, you know, face justice, we need to come to the conclusion that he's not. That's not going to happen. We're all, people on my side are anticipating the release of the Jack Smith report. But to be honest with you, that's just going to confirm what we know. That's going to confirm what we know. And it's not going to make any difference to the other side. It's not going to make any difference to anyone who's on right-wing media, from Fox News down to, any kind of podcast or any kind of person on Instagram. It's going to make no difference to them at all. It is not going to make a difference. So we have to stop looking for the institutions of our government to bring Trump to justice. That's not going to happen, and the American people ensured that wasn't going to happen by electing him president. One of the things that I've noticed on social media since Trump's election, and picking up in intensity leading up to Trump's inauguration and the confirmation of Trump by the House and the Senate as President of the United States, which took place on the 6th, is that there are a lot of people who voted for Trump who literally don't know. They literally don't know the truth. I was in an argument recently with someone on social media, and when I said that Trump had been confirmed by a jury to have SA'd E. Jean Carroll, he said, prove it. Show me where that's true. And I sent him a link to the actual PDFs of the juror documents that the jurors actually filled out, with their juror numbers, their check marks, the amount of money they thought she was owed for all the things, and he still didn't believe it. He still didn't believe it was true. And this seems incredible to people, like me. How could you not know this is true? It's all over the media. And then I remember, it's not all over the media. It's not all over the media these people consume. It's not on Fox News in any real way. It's not on the Joe Rogan show in any real way. Not that it's not subsumed in something else. It's not in that kind of social media blitz, which is largely done by public relations companies, which have contracts with kind of bots, which just retweet things over and over again until they take on the veneer of truth because you see them so often. It's not out there, and so they literally don't know. It's not a coincidence that Trump won the uninformed people who self-identified as uninformed and last-minute voters, vibe voters, that he won those by 20%. It's not a coincidence that that's true. So one of the things I think we have to do as opposition to Trump is to do our best to, when we have an opportunity, we don't have to seek these out, to kind of show the truth, to at least introduce a doubt into the minds of the non-MAGA Trump voters. MAGA Trump voters, the people in my neighborhood who still have their Trump signs out and their flags up. By the way, I'm just going to tell you, one sure way to know if you're in a political cult is for months after the election to be over, for you to still have your Trump 2024 sign up in your yard, for you to still be flying your Trump 2024 flag. That is a pure, sure sign of that you're in a cult, because you're determined to show your allegiance to everybody around you. But those are people we're not going to reach. I don't think it's anywhere near 77 million Americans. Does MAGA make up a significant number of Americans? Yes, but the truth of the matter is what elected Trump was a lower turnout for people who had for Harris than had voted for Biden, and two, this kind of vibe voter switching to Trump. Not because they believe in everything he says, not because they know everything he wants to do. That's certainly not true. But simply because they felt like things were going wrong in the United States, and so they voted for a change. Those are the people who can be reached. Those are the people who can become part of the resistance. However, informally, those are the people that can be persuaded. So anyway, what I want you to do is take some time. Don't follow every single thing Trump says or every single thing that Trump does down the rabbit hole. Get back out there and do your writing to your senators to try to put pressure on them to not vote for some of these really inappropriate, unqualified people that Trump wants to appoint to the cabinet. Kash Patel, Hegseth, I can't even remember all of them, but you know who I'm talking about. Oh, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That's where we can make a difference right away, and phone calls and emails do have an impact if there are enough of them. Anyway, there you go. Keep resisting Trump as we get closer to January 20th. I'll have another video out on that day, which will hopefully be optimistic. If you have a comment, please leave that in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching.